Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hi, yes. I was calling because I think you are incorrect
Okay, about what?
when you say that five, six, and sevens aren't able to get, or the majority of them aren't able to, get high earning men.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's incorrect, and the reason why I say that is because I have, and I'm not talking about a one off. I am around a lot of high earning men all the time. And but I will say that these are white men. I'm not
Ding,
around. I
ding, ding,
don't
ding,
know
ding,
many.
ding, 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 ding. Are you black?
But what?
Are you black?
Yes, I'm black.
Okay, so tell me the high earning black men that you are around who are married to five, sixes, and sevens, and they picked them after they were high earning men.
Yeah, I don't know many high earning black men. So,
So you want to tell me I'm wrong, and then tell me you don't know many high earning black men?
oh, so you just referring to black
Well,
the black community?
but
I thought
hold
you were
on,
referring to
hold
all
on, hold
men.
on.
Okay.
But no matter how you slice it, though, we can go across the board. You're trying to tell because all my clients aren't black. Are you trying to tell me that they're high earning white men, $300,000 plus, pick five, sixes, and sevens after they become high earners?
Yeah, what I'm telling you is that like where I live, right? I live in a high earning state. Like I live in New York, the New York City metro area,
Okay, well
right?
then let's adjust
And
it. Then we need to adjust it for New York. See, the $300,000 that's in Dallas, Houston, and Austin. New York is roughly 268% of the cost of living. So adjust that number. You're looking closer to 800,000 for New York. I lived in Manhattan for 4 years. What do you want to tell me about Manhattan?
okay, so well, come on, the majority of the people in New York don't make eight
I'm
hundred
not talking
thousand.
about the
Don't
majority
anywhere
of people. I said the top 10%, top 5% men.
the top 10, but if you're referring to the top 10%, not even the top 10% is making
Top
800,000
10%,
in New
top
York.
5% men. Ma'am. Okay,
Okay.
understand something.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna give you that. Look,
Understand something. I lived in Manhattan
okay.
for almost 5 years. I give the
Hmm.
numbers based upon the cost of living 100%. Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Atlanta. If you watch my
Right,
show, I say you're going to have to add more if you're in LA, San Francisco, Boston, New York City.
right,
So, I
right.
mean, so
Okay,
I'm not incorrect. So, but tell me, but what you're telling me is $300,000 on a white guy
hmm,
is roughly around 75. Well, it's not even 75. It's roughly about three, roughly $80,000 a year. If they are 80,000,
what I'm saying is that I like here in New York, right? I know a lot of people that make way more money than that, or are even billionaires, right? What I'm saying is that their wives are average looking. They're not overweight women.
when
I
did they
didn't say
get
that
their
they're not.
wives? Is a question.
I mean, in various points of their
No, no,
lives, some of
no,
them did
ma'am,
marry
ma'am, ma'am, ma'am. The average millionaire, billionaire marries their wife early on. They don't marry their wives, average wives after they get rich. Look, Bill and Melinda Gates are perfect for that. Come on now.
no, the people that
Okay, I
some
don't care
people that
about
I'm
the
referring
people you're
to,
around, ma'am. I'm okay. Due respect, man.
they already have money.
Due
They already
respect,
have.
ma'am. Due respect. Um, you may tell black women or tell women that five. Are you trying to tell women that the average five, six, or seven can get a higher earning man?
What I am. This is what I'm saying. I never really got to complete my complete thought. This is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that these women that they have married are average looking. Facially, they're average. They're not
Who are you talking,
over.
ma'am? And this when I asked you a question. These women, and I had to clarify. See, a lot of women like you like to speak in generalities. I'm just being specific. I said, you said they're white men, not black men. I said, well, what
Mhm.
about black men? I don't know many black men. All right, let's speak about the white men, the women that they marry. How old are you?
I'm over
And
35.
the men you're talking about, are they in your age range?
No, a lot of them are not in my
Are
age
they
range.
younger or
No,
older?
they're
And
older.
have they been married for 5 years or less?
The majority of them have been married for 20 years or so.
So did you not hear when I said if you want to get one of these men, you got to get them where?
Yes, you're
What did I
correct,
say, ma'am?
Kevin. What
Where
I'm
did I
saying,
say?
you're correct. Some of them did get married early on when they were in their 20s, but a lot of them did get married after
So
30.
how?
That's what I'm telling you.
All right. You can go ahead and believe Gigi if you like to. She can't even make her own point. And my question is, are you? How old is your husband?
I'm not married.
Dog in this fight?
Kevin, I'm just giving you my observation
Okay,
on
you can
life.
give me your
I'm not
observation on life, but
telling
ma'am,
you.
I mean, okay, you're giving me your anecdotal opinion, and you can't even make it make sense. Of course, you came in and said I was wrong. Okay, ma'am, that's what you said. I think you're wrong. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Okay, when you say that, you need to come prepared to tell me what I was wrong about, and you can't even make that make sense.
Okay. I just what I was trying to explain to you was that many of these men, yes, some
Many,
of them got
many
married.
men. Okay, how about this? Many. Let's define many. What percentage of these men? What percentage of these high earning, high value men, what percentage married their wives later in life?
Okay, yeah, let's talk that. Okay, about 30% of them married their wives
30%.
after.
So 30%. 30%. I'll
Right.
give you 30%. Let's give you 30% married their wives later in life. But then the majority of them marry them when?
Prior.
So you want to tell women to bank on the majority or or the minority? Which
It's
one would
not
you want to tell
my
women?
point,
No, if you were
Kevin.
going to go advise women, would you advise them towards what the majority of people do or the minority of people do? What would you do? If you're really trying to help them,
I would
if
invite
you're really trying to help them,
I would advise them on what what is being okay. If you want to say the majority, you can say that. But what
no,
I'm
no, I'm asking
saying
what
is
would you
that
say? I'm
I
asking you
don't
what I'm
advise.
asking you what would you say? Forget what I would say. You said the majority of these men find their wives early in life. The minority find them later. If you were advising women, what would you advise them to do?
Oh, yeah, I would definitely tell them to find their husband early on in life. Yes, I would tell
So
them
how am
that.
I wrong?
No, I say you're wrong when you tell five, six, and sevens that they're not that they have to settle and they can't get
Ma'am,
high
okay,
earning men.
man,
That's
oh
what I
no,
think you're wrong
no, no. See, again, this is another some of that. Don't hurt women's feelings. Don't discourage them. All right. If you were running a matchmaking agency and a five, six, or seven came through the door and she was 35, would you tell her she has a great chance at finding a man who's a high earner? Or would you tell her she has what kind of chance would you tell her she has? What percentage?
if I saw a woman, it depends on
Now,
everything about her, how
if
she
she was
presents
you,
herself. If she's well
if she
dressed,
was you,
if she was me, if she was me with my personality, I mean, she might not be able to attract one
all right.
because my personality is not one of those
But
personalities
if
that's
you were
going to
going to
like
attract
wow
one, what would you
every
need to
guy.
do?
She would need to be a little bit more agreeable, probably. A little
Uh
bit
huh. Uh
kinder,
huh.
softer.
So do
That's
you
what
think? So
that's what
do
she
you
has to
think
do.
what you're telling people is? Do you think what you have for women is more helpful, or what I have for them?
What I have for women is helpful.
I asked you
I
a
just
specific question. Do you think what you have for women is more helpful, or what I have for them?
I think what I have for women is more.
You think what you have for women is more helpful, or what I have for them?
I just told
And
you.
you honestly believe that? Again, ladies, this is who is again, ladies. These women are your enemy. These women are your enemy. They don't want a man to tell you the truth. They want you to continue to believe in sunshine and fairy tales. And when you nail her down to even her numbers, she will lie to you. She will lie. She just lied to you twice. The math is very simple. But yet, when given a choice to be honest and help her sister, her woman sister, she's gonna lie to you to be right. Avoid women like this too. Because she ain't even been, have you been married?
No, I haven't.
Not surprising. Again, no
I don't
dog.
even know why I
Again, no dog in
haven't.
the fight, Gigi. No dog in the fight. You have no dog in the fight. You have no information that can help the women who want to marry these kind of men. You got.
Yes,
I
my
don't give
parents
a
were
shit
married for
about your
51
opinion.
years.
Your
Yes,
your opinion.
my parents were married
I
for
don't care about
51
your
years. I
parents.
am
I
very
said
well versed
you.
in that.
I said
I,
you. I said you.
but do you know
I
why I haven't been
said
married?
you.
Do you know why?
I said you. Again, black woman's pathology, shame, insults, guilt, and the biggest one. Say it with me now. The need to be right. This woman is going to argue for the next hour to try to be right. When even her own argument, she undercut it. Avoid these kinds of women too. Young sisters, young women. These women are not here to help you. She came up here and told me, I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong by telling the average 5, 6, or 7 woman that she cannot land a high value man because of the people I know in my area. I know lots of guys like this and like that. Oh, but there are white guys. Ask her about black guys. I don't know any black guys. All right. They're making $300,000 or more. Find out where you live in New York. Oh, we need to adjust that up to be on the same level. Well, not a lot of people are doing that. No, no, no. We're going to stay right where it is. Top 5%, top 10%, top 10%, top 5% men. Where do they find their wives when they're average? Well, they do get them. When do they get them? How long they been married? 20, 30 years. So that means they got them early in life. Everything I said was right. But will this black woman say, you know what? I was wrong. I misunderstood. You're right, man. You're right on what you're saying, and you're right by what you do. Nope. Gigi out in New York, who does nothing, does not do this for a living, and has no dog in this fight, because I ask her, what does your husband think? She ain't married. And she knows why she ain't married, because of this shit right here. That's why I did this. This is what's in your ear all the time. This is why so many black women are jacked up because of women like this in your ear all the time, telling you that these men don't know nothing. But I asked a very simple question. If there's a woman over there trying to have this outcome, is what you're telling her going to be more helpful, or what am I telling her going to be more helpful? She is willing to drive you in a ditch to be right. That's what this woman is willing to do. Willing to drive you into a ditch just in order to be right, to prove a point that she ain't even willing to bank on. Sorry, got no time for that. Hello, Tamara.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
25.
Good. What do you got for me?
So I know you guys were talking about like the Drake situation, but
Mhm.
can I tap into the Kanye West situation a little bit? Because I feel like it's a
Go
little
ahead.
bit different.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I agree that I agree with Drake doing what he did because honestly, like no one has any business trying to do whatever she tried to do with the condom or whatever.
Good. What
But
do you
I
got
feel
for me?
like Kanye West situation is a little different.
Mhm.
I feel like only with this situation with Kanye West,
You
I
got
feel like
45 seconds.
men,
45
I'm sorry.
seconds. You got
Oh,
45
oh,
seconds. Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
So I feel like black men need to take accountability for being in the position that Kanye West is in. So when I say that, I mean black men getting into interracial relationships, and then later when the relationship doesn't work out, going to like black media and trying to do interviews and getting like on social media to try to get basically like sympathy and want someone to be on their side.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Right. So pretty much I'm just saying I feel like Kanye West and just
So hold on, a couple of questions. Couple of questions.
okay.
Was Kanye black before he had a problem with Kim?
Yes.
Okay, so he's not like he's never denied his blackness.
Um, I don't think he denied his blackness.
Okay, so him going to black media. I mean, he's going to the media he's always gone to.
Right.
Okay, so I think that's a reach. What you're trying to
What's a
paint it. Hold on,
reach?
hold on. Ma'am, I'll let you speak.
I'm sorry.
You're trying to put him in the light of somebody who really ain't in the black community like that, who married a non-black woman, and then it fell apart, and now he's trying to dust off his black card. That ain't Kanye.
No, you don't think so?
I asked you. You said he was black before. He's always used black. He's talked black. He's been. What do you? What? Where has Kanye ever acted like a sellout? When?
Well, I mean,
I'm asking you. No, well, when?
I would say there have been times where he's gotten co-signs by Trump, and Trump isn't necessarily
Ma'am. This is where
yes.
you're going to run the file because this is a lot about your feelings. And, and I don't really get
Well,
it. Hold on, ma'am. You cannot overtalk me. Here's the thing. Um, like it or not, did Kanye West's wife get some black men released from jail, prison?
yes.
Okay. What did Barack Obama and the Democrats do?
I don't think
Nothing,
Barack did
nothing.
anything
See,
for
this is this.
black
Why
community.
don't you just go ahead and get right down to it? This conversation is a lot about see what happens. You date, get a white woman, and then when it falls apart, she turn her back on you. That's really what you want to say because you have a weak argument. But I'll listen to it.
You
But
said
you,
it's a weak argument?
yeah, it is. Certainly, it's very weak. Let me show you how
What?
weak it is. Let me show you how weak it is.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
when Kanye West and Kim Kardashian met, what did Kim Kardashian significantly do for Kanye West?
What was that?
66 fucking $1 million.
And I okay.
Don't even say another word until you let that digest. $66 million she gave her man, not her husband, her man.
Can I speak?
After you acknowledge that she
Oh,
gave this
I
man millions of dollars before she was his wife.
okay.
Acknowledge it.
So
Acknowledge
can
it.
I'm
Acknowledge
gonna
it.
okay, I
This is
acknowledge it.
my show. You're going to run it my way.
Right, okay,
Acknowledge
I'll acknowledge it.
acknowledge what is public information and easily verifiable.
Right. Okay.
Did she do that?
Yes, she did.
All right. So, what where or when do you hear sisters giving men that kind of money? Money
Oh,
period.
wow. Okay. So can I argue that?
Sure. What are you going to argue?
So I would say that Kanye West, he actually legitimized Kim because when
I
he
don't
met
care about no
Kim,
man. We're talking finances. Kim had money, Kanye was in a hole. They both had public brands and personas, but Kanye's was lagging. And whether you like it or not, Kanye became a billionaire with his wife.
but
There's no but to it, ma'am. So your story is based on the fact of black men need to stay with black women because when you get with non-black women, this is how they do you, and that is a weak argument that doesn't even stand up
but
to the facts. What happens more often than not, 80 black men are married to black women at an 84% rate, and you guys want to always focus on the one, two handful of athlete, entertainer, musician, guys in the industry that marry non-black women, and because they experience a divorce that mirrors the same things that are going on in the black community, you want to focus and say what's so bad. Mm-mm. It's a weak argument, man.
But
You can,
I don't think it's weak. I think it's a legitimate argument.
so you saying the
The
black woman wouldn't have did that to him?
No, I'm saying that there's a chance a black woman might, but
There's a
I feel
chance.
like,
Well, what is the argument? You said that
well,
you said, hold on. The argument you said was, I think that this is what happens when black men get with non-black women, and then they get a divorce, and here's what happens. All right, ma'am. Sorry, weak. But then you said, and then he tried to go on media, and now he wants sympathy from the black community, as if
yes.
that's bullshit. Kanye has never.
How is that
Excuse
BS?
me, because of, okay, man, you're just because you're losing your argument, don't get upset. You said yourself, Kanye has never gone off the reservation. Kanye has never. When did Kanye lose his black card? Is he like off? Because y'all, this happened with Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton, the guy who played Carlton Banks, guys like Byron Allen, and many black men who marry non-black women often hear this sellout stuff. But Kanye has been black my entire life. He's never not been a black man. You
But
even
I
said
never
it.
said, yes, I never said that he wasn't black.
So why should he?
There's
So
different.
why are you making the distinction that he goes to black media? He's going to the media he's always gone to.
Well, I'm saying he's looking for sympathy because his
He's not looking
non-black,
for sympathy. He's using his platform to advocate for his ballot position. He didn't go to the black media. He's going to the media he went to before any of this stuff. The black media. That's what he's always used. That's why I said you got a weak argument, ma'am. You're trying to make a square peg fit into a round hole. You act like Kanye went to the New Republic or conservative think tanks to talk about Kim. He's went to Drink Champs on Revolt TV, the same place he's always been. True or false, ma'am? True or false?
everything you're saying is true, but that
Then what
still
does it
doesn't,
have? Then what does race have to do with anything? That's my
it
point.
has a lot to do with it because this is a black man who married a non-black woman who does culture appropriating, and now that his relationship isn't working out, he's going to black media to try to
He's
get
going to the same. The man is black. So what?
right,
He's going to the same media he's always used because he's a hip hop star. He's a hip hop artist. He's a rapper.
right.
Ma'am, you're trying to make this black, and it ain't. And here's the honest thing: you got an issue with a black man marrying a non-black woman. What's your
Yes,
That's your problem.
it should be a black community problem.
No,
It's
it
not
shouldn't.
my
No.
problem.
Well, yeah. You know what the problem is? Here's the question, then, sister. How about this? Why'd y'all lose him to Kim Kardashian?
That's why black men has to hold him
No, no,
accountable.
no, 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 no. I asked why did black women lose Kanye to Kim? Y'all want us to hold them?
That's
No, ma'am. Listen, question. See, what does your father have to say about it?
My dad is married to my mom,
That's your
who's a
father.
black woman.
Okay, and what does he have to say about these subjects?
I, I don't know. He doesn't talk about stuff like this.
Uh
But
huh.
what I'm trying to say is, I feel like Kanye. I'm a fan of Kanye, but I do feel like black men need to be held accountable when it comes to things like this because he's crying in the media saying
First off, stop
Kim.
saying he's crying. He when it see this is my problem with you. You know, women who say this kind of thing. You guys use loaded, charged language that undercuts the validity. You've got a problem when a successful black man marries a non-black woman. And you
Right.
saying black men need to hold them accountable. I'm holding black women accountable. Why are you black women losing your successful black men to non-black women? That's
Th-
what needs. No, listen. White women aren't losing. They're successful white men to us.
Because white men have
Listen, listen. You got an answer for everything other than the fact of why y'all are losing. And now you want us to hold Kanye accountable for. And I'm asking, where were the women looking to looking to give Kanye $66 million? Where were the women looking to bet on Kanye when he was down bad? What were the black women looking to do that? I'm asking. I didn't hear you. All I hear is crickets. And here's a problem. You think you're right, and the fact of the matter is, women who think like you, y'all are losing. Black men
women.
need to hold. Yeah, you're losing because you're not getting married. You're not getting married, and you're certainly not getting married to the men of value.
Well, I am married.
I said women like you. I did not say you. Why are black women in your losing their high value black men to non-black women?
I feel like it's more so why black men are
No,
choosing to.
no, that's the problem. You are stuck in that. Black men are choosing to answer it my way.
Okay, can you ask the question again?
Yeah. Look, do white women complain? Do non-black women complain about lose? Do non-black men complain about losing the women of their race to black men?
To black men?
Mhm.
No.
All right. Why are black women complaining about losing high value black men to other races of women and telling men they need to hold them accountable? You should be asking why these men are leaving. Simple question. If I put Kanye West and all the men who fit in his category, millionaire black men who married non-black women, and we could ask them the truth, why did you choose to marry a non-black woman? Would black women like yourself be willing to listen to what they say and make the changes that they require?
You, in general?
Would black women like yourself be willing to listen to what these men say and then, in good faith, make the changes that these kind of men require?
For me, I would say yes.
In general,
In general, I would say no. But
that's why you women like in that position lose, because they're not willing to make the changes these men require, and other women are. They're willing to give the men what they want.
if they're getting divorced, she's
Stop
not
it.
getting he's not.
Stop it. Stop it. See, you're moving the goalpost. You got to give men what they want or they will not commit to you. That's why I said you got a weak argument. It's a race-based argument. And
It's not
it
a
is
weak
a race-based
argument.
argument because here's the problem. I've already done this video so many times. Why are black women complain about when a black man becomes high value, he leaves and goes get a white woman? Okay, then why? And yeah, and here's one thing. I've done this video at least 7 times. And one thing that never happens, even when I talk to pro-blacks, I've sat down and talked to pro-blacks. And I said, look, there's a stat that says 30% of black men who are college educated and married report to have dated or dated out or marrying out. And then they went on, yeah, we need to check those brothers and hold them accountable. And I said, well, before that, don't you think it would be smart to ask these men why they're choosing to do such? Because you're losing 30% of your college educated men because they hate their mama, they sellouts. No, I don't want to sit down and talk to no cracker sellout coon ass nigga. And see, the thing is, I'm like, so in other words, you want to chastise the consumer for not buying your product instead of asking him, why didn't you purchase our product? You want,
Because a lot of it is based on, you would say, maybe attitude and stuff like, but a lot of it is driven based off of colorism. A lot of it is based off of
not off of,
racism.
okay, ma'am, then why were we married at a rate of 80% prior to 1965? Who?
Because
See, see,
be,
this is, ma'am, I need you and people who think like you. This solely race based argument or primarily race based argument is a losing 20th century old argument.
it's
Black, you listen, I'm talking to you and through you. Black people have to understand that even if you're right, you're still losing. Black men are asking black women to be what? Competitive. What does that mean? Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, childless. My entire life, black men have been asking black women for several things. No babies from another man, to be fit, your own natural hair, and nice. I need you to listen. Our is the average black man getting a woman that doesn't have another man's child and she's fit, meaning 5'4", dress size 4 or 6, 120, 130 pounds, and she's feminine and she's nice. Is the average black man getting that? I don't care her color, skin color. She light skin, dark skin, fit, feminine, friendly, childless. Is the average black man getting that?
I would say, you probably don't want to hear it, but I would say in my world, yes.
Ma'am,
I would say
I
in
don't care
general,
about your world. We're
I
talking
would
about the
probably,
marketplace. I don't want to talk about your world, ma'am, because that doesn't help anybody. Your world is a,
okay, but what I'm trying to say is in different races, you're not going to get all
ma'am,
four of those.
I don't ask about it. Look, you keep you
Can
keep
I
trying to
just get
deflect.
my point
Ma'am,
out?
fitness. 80% of our women are overweight. Today, what state do you live in?
Pennsylvania.
Ma'am, go out to any city in the United States where black people live, and I guarantee you, you look at black men and black women today as an average, and the woman is larger than the man.
Okay, so can I just get this point across? So what I'm trying to say is I'm not I understand I understand what you're saying and I agree, but what I would say is me following like reality TV and keeping up with celebrity news and stuff like that, I see this all the time. I want to bring up another couple. I would say somebody like, I don't know if you remember, but when Joe Budden's mother of his kids, when she went viral for saying black men treat Hispanic women better, but then
You're
she
how old,
got the
ma'am?
same
You're how old?
outcome
You're
as
how
an
old?
average.
You're how old?
I'm 25.
Ma'am, no disrespect. I'm talking about Kanye and Drake today, but how often do I talk about celebrity? That's another thing in our
But what
culture. We worry so much. What about the accountant that you know? The single black male who's an accountant. Where are the wives? Where are the black women who are wives? I don't care about Joe Budden and celebrity reality TV. I care about the people who live in your neighborhood. The single black men who live in your city. Where are the black women that they're supposed to be married to? Where's the wife material?
there's a lot of wavy material.
Really? So, so your position is there's a lot of wife material that black
Yes,
men
if
just
they're
hold
choosing
on,
to
hold
be,
on. Your position is there's a plenty of wife material. The problem is these black men just don't want to marry him.
yes,
Okay, let's take that case. Then, if that's the case, and if they marry another woman who's not black, then it means he did want to get married. Maybe there's a problem with the material.
But I'm trying to argue that
You got to deal with that, ma'am.
but I'm trying to argue that
You,
there's nothing
man.
wrong
Okay,
with the
all right.
material.
This is a pointless argument. This is a pointless argument, ma'am. This is why I don't deal with the and more people were like, Kevin doesn't talk about the history of racism, white supremacy, and slavery because it's a circular losing argument. The bottom line is, ma'am, listen and listen very well. Why are 3 out of 4 black women going to die unmarried?
Why? Well, why? I'm asking why.
You couldn't make this stuff up. Because I took race away. I said, why? If white, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and other men marry their women at a 54% rate or higher, if black women aren't marrying black men and they are wife material, then where are the white husbands of black women? The Hispanic, Middle Eastern, and Asian wives of black women? Logically, I'll ask you, logically, if they're wife material, then if black men are just genetically opposed to marriage, but they're wife material, then other men should be coming to marry them in maybe not at a 50% rate, but in measurable numbers, and they're not. You don't want to deal with the fact that the issue is not black men. The reason we don't have more black families, it's the women.
Well, I would argue that black women
You can argue
don't
what
want to
the
be
fuck
married
you
to
want to. The numbers tell a different story. And the fact that you're still arguing is another fucking problem. That's really the problem. You're 25, you're still arguing this. And you ladies, shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. This is
Execute Order 66.
This is what is baked into the culture. And it was given to you young women, not through men, through your mama and big mama and them.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it.
This is baked into the culture.
You couldn't make this stuff up.
She refuses to relent. She is not going to stop. She is going to try to make it black men's issue. And more black men are saying this is stupid. We're not going to keep arguing with you. And unless you have a situation to where you're going to produce more wives for the men who want to get married, don't complain about what Kanye West or anybody else does when they choose to get married. Because, sorry, they're marrying somebody. They're marrying somebody, and if you're losing them, that ain't on us to fix it. It's on y'all to realize why you lost.